So, dear Dhamma practitioners, this is our ongoing meditation session. So, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Once we get connected to the other network, we are ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. And gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the blessed one, the exalted one, the fully enlightened one. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, and before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to understand this path, and especially yesterday was Vesak Full Moon Day. All over the world, most of the Buddhist people celebrate the Vesak festival related to the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and his passing away. So it is important to reflect ourselves a little bit. What is the message that what the Buddha gave to the world? Because as you know, it happened the more than 2,500 years ago. And now we are in a different kind of environment, in a different kind of time zone, and we have a different kind of mindset. But still, we all look for the transformation or the liberation or our inner freedom. So then how we can clarify ourselves that the old wisdom or that the old royal path, how it can applicable for our life. So understanding this is very important, because this teachings mostly hide inside the culture. So the culture is the one who protect. So then when it comes to the culture, the very behavior, the very nature of the culture, especially the Buddhist culture, preserve the truth, protect the truth. So then what is the truth behind this all the Vesak festival? So when it comes to that, and sometimes people argue how we know that exactly what kind of time period it happened. So what are the documents that that we have, and how we can prove that way? So when it comes to the East and West, in the East, that always it has a kind of like a nature to hold it to the Dharma. So the Dharma means whatever that, the essence of anything or something we call the Dharma. And in the Western, it look for the details and evidence. So in the East, that mostly the message is important. But in the West, the messenger also important. So that kind of like, that's why sometimes we look for the evidence, and sometimes we spend so much time with the evidence, but we don't look for the what is the message behind this. So when it comes to the Buddha's teachings, that we have to remember, more than anything, it is very important to understand the value of life. So that is the major message that you have to get. The value of your human life is very important. And not only that, that the human life that you have has an ability to attain to the Buddhahood, or has an ability to attain to the liberation in this very lifetime. And why you need to do so? Because this time is very limited. If you don't get that message and attain to the liberation, one day come that you have to die. When the day comes for you to die, you have to die with what already you have. Because so then what will happen? You die with whatever the things that you have within you, and then when you born, you're going to born with it. So then before you die, you have an opportunity to gain the total freedom or attain to the liberation. So when it comes to the Buddha's birth, enlightenment, and the great passing away, all the three events, it's kind of like blend together and give all the teachings as a cultural event, in a cultural event. The value of the life, the transformation of the life, and at the same time, the very nature of impermanence of this life. So then think a little bit yourself. Because the very problem is, the very hindrance is, ourselves, we just stuck, we hold, and we are imprisoned ourselves with our own identity, with the name. And you are more than your identity. You are more than your name. Maybe you never saw that. You are the one who make it very limited by just thinking your thoughts. And then you forget the real you and you just hold the thoughts as you. So, but if you are capable to detach from the self-identity and see the very nature of the human life, you will recognize. You have ability to transform. But the thing is that we are the one who always argue with ourselves, and sometimes we are the one who come against us, our own mind, our own self-opinion regarding me. So when you have that your own self-opinion, and it creates a certain boundary for yourself, and while you're living in that boundary, you feel so comfortable, and you finally take that comfort as your life. So then what will happen? You miss the reality. You miss the real life. So through the meditation, it allows you to break that layer and come out of it and experience the true nature of you. So for that, in the very first level, what we need to do, we have to rescue our mind from our own thoughts. So that's why we need a primary mental object. So here we take our own inhalation, exhalation as the primary mental object. So when it comes to the inhalation, exhalation, you have to be very careful. It is not the idea about the inhalation or exhalation, because the idea is going to be there already. That without inhalation, exhalation, you can be with your idea of inhalation, exhalation. So that is not the breathing meditation. That is not the contemplating on the inhalation, exhalation. But most of time, sometimes when we have conversation with some people who have a practice, that we can understand, even when it comes to inhalation, exhalation, they don't really recognize the inhalation or the exhalation. They have the idea about the inhalation, exhalation, and they go with and reflect on that idea, and they miss the reality of the inhalation, exhalation. See? That's why you have to be so sharp and clear. Because that without experiencing inhalation or exhalation, there is something you know as an idea about inhalation and exhalation. So now you close your eyes, and when the inhalation happens, when the exhalation happens, you have to be very careful. Are you really experience that the moment of happening, or are you just comfortable with your idea or the thoughts about the inhalation, exhalation? So that is belong to you. It is your responsibility to look into that. So then you just bring your attention to in front of your nose and upper lip area. And then just wait. Allow inhalation or exhalation happens. Just don't think, oh, I inhale, I exhale. Don't think like that. You can't do that. It happen naturally. And when it happen in that very moment, through the sensation, you have to recognize. As example, you observe, and then you recognize this, the sensation arise with the inhalation, and then you recognize it as an inhalation. So how you got it? Because of the sensation. And then the exhalation happened. Now you recognize it as exhalation. So what is this? That the idea of being with your own thoughts about the inhalation, exhalation. So now you experience the exhalation. Now your mind talk to you and you waiting for the next exhalation, inhalation, because you already experienced the exhalation. Now you bound, oh, the next should happen as an inhalation. Now you're waiting for the inhalation. So that is not the meditation. So as example, it like this. Inhale happens, now you through the sensation recognize inhalation. Exhalation happens, through the sensation you recognize exhalation. If you really that the void from that the inner voice and observe what will happen, sometimes that your inhalation, you don't see that much. Sometimes it's very subtle. And then maybe you're waiting and you didn't experience the inhalation. Or maybe your mind went somewhere else, you didn't experience it. But the last one, the very last one, you experienced the exhalation. So mind was busy and you didn't, your inhalation happens, but you didn't experience it. And now your mind say, oh, next should be inhalation. But you didn't see that you miss it. And then again, that what happened, without exhalation, you inhale. So it's a creation of the mind. So otherwise, if you really come to the moment and observe when the inhalation happens, you recognize inhalation. Exhalation happens, you recognize exhalation. And maybe mind was busy and disappeared. And now again, you come back and you're waiting. And then again, exhalation happens. And then you recognize as exhalation. That is how you should go deep a little bit. Rather than in creating a pattern. It's kind of like a left, right, left, right, left, right. You know, and then later what happened? It is just, you know, you just say and you march, you know, and you don't know sometimes. It just happened. So this can happen to inhalation, observing inhalation, exhalation also. So that's why I always bring the sharpness, clarity to your mind. And you should experience not the inhalation or the exhalation. You should experience whatever you recognize in the moment. It can be exhalation, 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 and inhalation, and then again exhalation, or maybe inhalation, 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 and exhalation. So like that. There is no pattern. Don't build up a pattern. So let the mind, whenever it's capable, to see it and get it. Of course, it happens inhalation, exhalation, inhalation, exhalation. But sometimes you may not going to see it because some breathing, some inhalation or exhalation become very subtle. And some become longer, heavy. And then maybe you see that only that. So that's why don't create a pattern and get into the inhalation. So that is where you moment by moment, go deeper. And rather than follow the mind, you start to really follow the moment of happening. So that way deeply you get out of this self-centered identity. And then you slowly start to observe the reality or the nature. And that moment, bring the ability for you to see things very clearly as it is. So with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, when you open to the environment, when you open to the world, you become more centered, balanced, clear person to see things. So that's very necessary for us. Because things so complicated, not sometimes in the outside. So our own past, our own experience, our own thoughts so complicated. And we are in tangles. We came so far in the journey, not with the very clear, sharp, straight line. We came through a lot of up and down, and we went through many kind of opinions, and we built up many ideas. And today, as a result of that whole mess that we went through, and we experienced this moment. So that's why we have to have a moment to make it clear ourselves. So to clear that you can't use the same kind of pattern or the habits that you already came through. That's why we have to come to the present moment and settle down with it. So be sharp when you do that. Be very clear. Don't repeat something inside your mind. Don't go with your inner voice, because that is what you used to do. So when it comes to that balance, that clarity, and it will take you to the moment to be yourself with the experience without projecting or without having a desire or without having wanting. The idea of wanting or idea of becoming. So the being itself is. So when it comes to the Buddha, there is another word called Tathagata. This Tathagata word has this deeper kind of like a context. When it go to the context of the word, it's the very connotation has a different meanings, because it's a heavy word. Tathagata. It's a heavy name. The Buddha himself introduced by that name one time, Tathagata. So somehow there are scholars that explain this word in three ways. The one is the person who went through all, go through. And another one is called that go through and the came through all. And another meaning is just be itself. So the liberation or the enlightenment and other things, that itself, being itself. If you look very carefully, that we have a journey, that we have a mind, we have that the entire, the physical, mental nature to go towards something that we call the drive, the inner drive. This nature to become, come out of the most of time the inner desires and the will that we look for something. And that sometimes create the self-centered idea and the desire, the self-centered desire and self-centered wanting. And that wanting has ability to do then to bring that all the anger, hatred, or the resistance and all other unnecessary things around us. So, but when it comes to just being itself, without looking to become, is something, then you come to the total satisfaction. So in this very moment, as who you are, if you look very carefully, you complete. Just imagine 100% you complete. Just be yourself. If you settle down, then allow that each and every cell, each and every atom each and every part in your body to be itself. And then what you experience? Only the moment. So that settled down, that moment of settling down has the ability to shift you from the current, because the current itself means flow. What is the flow? Flow towards something. There are two kinds of flow. The one flow is the very nature itself flow. So another flow that we have, we flow towards the goal. So can you detach that? Can you slow down? Can you minus that? Can you void that from the desire of flow and allow to be in the flow that already happened with the nature? So that is something. So when it comes to meditation, that is the environment it creates. When you sit, you get out of the current that we already have towards the desires, or towards the becoming, or towards the gaining. And once you get out of that and you slowly transform and tune to the flow, that is the flow of nature. So once you are capable to be with that, you recognize it's a moment by moment, the process that we go through. Bring that whole experience. Otherwise, there's no such a permanent thing that we hold inside or outside, even the moment of experience. If you look in this very moment, that whatever you experience yourself, whatever the consciousness that you have within yourself, is changed in this very next moment with your perception. So like that, your awareness or your consciousness, your recognition is the very result of change. That's why it is very difficult to analyze, or that's why very difficult to see, because it is the very result of the change. But there is a way that you can gain access to that understanding. How? Then allow things to happen and settle down. So rather than go with the outside information, and if you are capable to bring that ability to settle down inside, in a certain level, you understand that the mind has the ability itself to recognize things, and the mind has ability to adapt to the situation itself. That adaptivity, that recognition is deeply connected to the awareness. And it always happening, but our awareness is not there. But now you bring your awareness and harness with it. And when you come to that, you come to the completion of your mission or your journey. So then remember, before you die, you are capable to experience it. So then bring your skills and abilities and spend some time yourself, because we all need to go one day. We can't be here like this every day. So before that time comes to us, you are capable to end your journey. So I hope that this practice will encourage you and give some kind of basic information for yourself, give some facility, some tools for yourself to find that end. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit. Your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring your attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself and say Sopateva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times, please, and recognize the sensation. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it. Don't allow your mind to create a pattern. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all 6 directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe tatta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribunjissami idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you.